Make this delicious festive soda bread with me in just 30 minutes. Perfect for your next get together with friends or family. I'm Rhiannon, owner of the Epsom Bakehouse. And if you'd like more bread making tips, recipes, and information about all my online bread making classes and courses, then sign up for my newsletter via the link below this video. Do subscribe to the channel for more bread making tip videos, recipes, and more. Today, you can bake along step by step and make this festive soda bread packed with all the delicious flavors of the season, from citrus fruits to dried fruit and nuts, and some mixed spice. Let's get started. First up, let's go through all the ingredients for this delicious festive soda bread. Starting with flour, I've got some strong white wheat bread flour and some strong wholemeal bread flour here as well. And it's great if you do have both of those, but you can just use the strong white wheat bread flour in this recipe. The wholemeal just adds a little bit more texture and depth of flavour, get that lovely nutty flavour from the wholemeal flour. So if you do have any wholemeal wheat bread flour, then do add that in as well. Otherwise, just use all strong white wheat bread flour. Then you've also got some salt for added flavour in your bread. And to rise this bread, it's not a yeasted bread. Instead, you're going to use bicarbonate of soda, and that will react with the buttermilk, or if you're using a milk and yogurt mixture, that as well. And that will produce gas, and it's an instant reaction. So this is why you don't prove or rise this bread. It goes straight into the oven. So bicarbonate of soda as well, and also some sugar as well, as this is a sweet bread. Then, of course, you've got all the flavors. So I'm using some orange zest as well, and then pairing that with a selection of dried fruits and nuts. So I've got blanched almonds, which I've chopped up into small pieces. You can see they're just little pieces so they don't kind of get in the way of your bread. They aren't big chunks in the middle of your bread. Also some dried cranberries that I've chopped up and some currants. But you could use a mixture of dried fruit that suits your tastes at home. And those flavors are all complemented by adding some mixed spice. Now, this is my own homemade version. It's something that's very easy to get hold of here in the UK. It's a really delicious blend of sweet and more savory spices, and it's used in so many of our traditional bakes, especially in the festive and holiday periods. So things like Christmas cake, Christmas puddings, and also in things like hot cross buns. So it's a really versatile spice mix. And if you can't get hold of it, then you can make your own. And I'll link the video below this one. You can make your own, and it's very simple to do at home with a blend of spices that hopefully you will be able to get hold of. Lastly, you've got the liquid element of this recipe. And as mentioned, this is buttermilk, or if you don't have that, a mixture of plain yogurt and milk. And the acidity of this mixture will react with the bicarbonate of soda to produce gas that rises your bread. And it's an instant reaction. So your bread dough starts rising as soon as you make it, and you can put it into the oven and it will rise and bake as soon as the dough is made. So it's quite a quick bread to make. Now that you've got all the ingredients, you're ready to start mixing up your dough for your festive soda bread. Also have to hand a baking sheet lined with baking paper and preheat your oven to 220 degrees centigrade so that it's ready once your dough is ready to go straight into the oven. So begin by combining the dry ingredients. So add into your flour or flours, your sugar, your salt, and your bicarbonate of soda. And give those all a really good stir together. Then you're going to add in the flavors you've chosen. So your roughly chopped nuts, if you're using them, dried cranberries and currants is what I'm using as well. And again, give that a good stir. Then add in your mixed spice. And lastly, the zest of half an orange. Really brings out that citrus note. It's a wonderful complement to that sweeter flavors and the heaviness of the spices. It's going to produce such a delicious warming smell when it's baking in the oven and filling your kitchen with that delightful aroma during the festive and holiday period. It's a really wonderful bread to make. And then give all of that a big stir. So you've got all of your flours in there, your salt, your bicarbonate of soda, your sugar, and then your flavors, your dried fruit, nuts, and your spice, and that zest of orange. And you're now ready to add in the liquid part of your recipe. So you can now add in the buttermilk or that yogurt and milk mixture to make up the dough. So you should have about 250 milliliters overall of the buttermilk or your yogurt and milk mixture. And so pour that in. You may want to not add all of it straight away, but this should be a pretty wet and sticky mixture in the bowl. And then stir that together. You might already be getting those delicious aromas from the bowl and almost really wanting to get that into the oven. So really stir it together and allow the flours to absorb the liquid. And especially if you use a bit of wholemeal flour, that will take a bit of time to absorb the liquid. So at the start, it can look very, very wet and like it's never going to come together in a ball of dough. So continue to scrape around the bowl and really bring together that ball of dough. So continue to bring the dough together until you have a clean bowl. You might find that there's bits of dough stuck to whatever you're using to mix, perhaps a spoon or a dough scraper, but it should be very, very sticky. This is covering my hands. Have a little bit of extra flour, maybe some plain flour or some of your white wheat bread flour on the work surface as you turn the ball of dough out. And you're just going to gently coat the ball of dough in the flour. So roll it over and over in that little pile of flour, not really mixing it in. You just want this to be coated on the outside and it will help you shape that dough as well into a ball of dough. Then grab your baking tray that you've prepared and pop the ball of dough onto the baking tray. Now got your ball of dough on the baking tray, all there and coated with flour on the outside. And the last thing you're going to do is cut across into the dough. So nice and deeply into the dough. As mentioned, this is going to go into the oven straight away. So when this rises, having that cross cut into the middle of the dough helps it rise, helps it open out, helps the cross form on your loaf in the oven. So you're now ready to put this straight into that preheated oven at 220 for at least 20 to 25 minutes and allow it to bake through and get really lovely and golden brown. Enjoy that wonderful aroma, golden brown all over. So 20 to 25 minutes in the oven and then come back and we'll check on your bake. And there you have your festive soda bread fresh out of the oven. It's really delicious, wonderful aroma that has filled my kitchen making this. The bread should be golden brown all over and have that hollow sound when you tap it underneath. What a delicious loaf of bread. So leave this to cool if you can, resist, before you slice it open and enjoy perhaps with some delicious butter. And it's a really wonderful treat to have. Let me know how your festive soda bread turns out. And if you'd like more bread making tips, recipes, and information about all my online classes, then sign up for my newsletter via the link below this video. And I'll see you back soon for lots more bread making tips with me, Rhiannon, the Epsom Bakehouse.